Welcome to the HMG Executive Leadership Spotlight, where we showcase the best of the best global business technology executives inspiring trust and winning in a global digital economy. And now here's our host, Hunter Muller.
Hello and welcome to the HMG Spotlight. I'm Hunter Muller, founder and CEO of HMG Strategy. I'm here with Cassie Crossley. Cassie is the Vice President of Supply Chain Security for Schneider Electric, and she's just authored a new book that's out in March on supply chain security. Cassie, great to have you here and welcome to the HMG Spotlight.
Thank you so much, Hunter. Yes, my book on software supply chain security, published by O'Reilly Media, is out there for pre-order right now and available for everyone to purchase.
Awesome stuff. Hey, Cassie, this really is a CEO and boardroom discussion. Every CEO right now wants to make sure that the enterprise is safe and secure. Keep me out of the headlines. Keep me out of the Wall Street Talk, the front page of the Wall Street Journal. And how are we doing it? When you think about enterprise cyber security, what are the top 1, 2, or 3 areas that enterprise, global enterprise, and North American enterprises are most vulnerable?
Well, most vulnerable, I would definitely say their supply chain and the cyber resilience of their supply chain, so both the security and the availability. Secondly, I would say that would be email and phishing. And, let's see, every day there's headlines of companies being owned or data being breached because of the results of that. And then from a third perspective, I would say just the defense in depth, making sure that you have enough controls out there for your specific environments, whether you're cloud first or not native cloud company.
Interesting. Cassie, give us a little background, a little context of Schneider Electric.
Schneider Electric is a wonderful company that has a focus on industrial automation and energy management. We're headquartered in Paris, France, a 34 billion euro company, 130,000 plus employees around the world, and the revenue is distributed around the world also.
Fascinating. And so not only do you do private work, you do a lot of government work too as well, right?
Yes, we are heavy into government and critical infrastructure. So utilities and all sorts of critical infrastructure, data centers, building operations, all of that.
As a global organization, you are a thought leader and an expert at Schneider securing the supply chain for an amazing enterprise on a global level.
And not only just what people normally think of a supply chain, which might be physical parts, but also software supply chain.
Cassie, unpack the recent history of supply chain breaches and why it matters so much now.
When SolarWinds happened, where malicious actors got into the application and build pipeline, so that means they were in the code. And what happened is the malicious information and the executable, sort of the binaries, all of that was released. So you had no idea because it looked like just another person doing work in that company, and it was released to hundreds of their customers, including a lot of government agencies.
So let's talk more about your book and how do you unpack what should people be doing to ensure the supply chain is secure?
I work with suppliers every day. Schneider Electric has 52,000 suppliers, and at least 2,000 of them are intelligent suppliers, which means I'm getting some level of software or firmware. I wrote this book. It has 78 controls that they can either integrate into existing security control processes, or start, that for their groups is you should be looking at a developer workstation. Doesn't mean you have to lock it down. But if you're not aware, just like you would on your enterprise environment, to say this is what applications are installed, the developers have the ability to install things and actually create and build them on their own. So you don't know, there can be malicious code sitting right in that developer environment, seeing everything that's going on. This book is written for procurement people, it's written for legal, it's written for policy people to really understand the implications of the whole supply chain.
Obviously, this is a huge issue for every company, whatever size it is, one. And two, there was a real need for this thought leadership in this book to be published.
I wanted to make it where they can actually implement things right away. There is not another book that really takes it from that end to end, where they can say, okay, now I can look and go deeper into the risks within my organization.
Cassie, you seem to me to be an exceptional communicator. You're one of the 2023 HMG Global Leadership Institute CISOs of the Year in Silicon Valley. What is your leadership style?
Not only am I both mentoring and providing guidance, but I also spend so much time learning. I always am working with people smarter or have better experience in different topics, and I really want to understand that. I've also shifted to different roles. So I've been in business leadership roles and technical leadership roles.
Awesome. So how would you characterize your voice in the book or your spirit in the book? Is it one where you share tips and insights on how to get people on board? Because it really is a team sport.
And I talk about that. I have an entire chapter just on people and ways to work with them. For example, on developers, it's not just forcing them to go through a training class. There's other events and awareness and different activities like capture the flag. So developers like to play games. A lot of us are gamers. And so finding ways to not only increase the skill set, but also create that collaboration style. So I'm really trying to make it where there are not just everything's focused on the cyber team to do all the work. This has to be different areas, including manufacturing. How do you bring your manufacturing teams up to speed on cybersecurity so that they're aware, they shouldn't just pick up a USB out of a parking lot. There are risks, you shouldn't be sharing credentials.
I love this. And Cassie, one last kind of closing idea. Often great supplier or partner relationships are not only at the role of the player role coach like you, getting executive sponsorship on both sides of both entities, both organizations. Are you a strong proponent of that idea?
You really should have that cyber and executive connect. A lot of people think of it like a strategic account management, and we do it for our customers. But if your supplier is a strategic supplier, a critical supplier, and you're not doing the reverse and prompting it, and not just the standard, let's check the quality review, but making sure you have their phone number. If something happens and you need to get in touch with senior leadership, you've already built that relationship. And it's something I talk about in the book and we practice, that it is very important to have those in place before an event occurs.
Hey, Cassie, I love this. I can't wait to get my hand on a copy. I'm going to pre-order it online, and I think it's going to be a bestseller. I love it. And you're going to be hopefully with us at HMG Strategy at many conferences across North America in 2024 on advisory board calls and our CIO or CELA Alliance. Great stuff. Congratulations. And again, thank you for being such a supporter and fan. I'm a big fan of yours. And again, good luck with it. I think you're off to an amazing journey.
Thank you so much, Hunter.
We hope you found this episode of HMG's Executive Leadership Spotlight beneficial. The HMG Global Network, a network of 400,000 technology leaders and a media platform that delivers more than 1 million impressions per week, is a valuable source of insight, continuous learning, and peer-to-peer research based on the insights and experiences of world-class, top-tier technology executives. Leverage the HMG network. Go to hmgstrategy.com to find out more.